Hi, and we're back with a little more of I Am the Conjurer. Let's get started. When last we left him, he was in the ecumenical temple with a pile of books. Flight. Excellent. Now we have some choices to make here. We're obviously going to stick with conjurations. And we might start getting into air and poison. That would be kind of nice. So, let's see what we can memorize right now. I don't know why I left that screen, but there you go. We have 14 spell levels left. I want flight so I can memorize air. And we'll get Force Lance, and we will get Dazzling Spray. And we'll get the Fulminant Prism. Might as well try out the new conjuration spells. Hopefully I can segue into Poison Cloud and that sort of thing. So let's drop our books here for now. And we're going to test the scrolls. I usually do this by starting with single scrolls first. So I'll start at the bottom there with B. Blink. Now, that's a bad one to waste, but what can you do? Teleportation. Magic mapping, another wasted scroll, but fear. Noise. Let's try J. Random uselessness. D. Enchant weapon. Okay. How about N? Okay. Choices. It's probably not identify. I really like finding enchant weapon first, so let's try our armor. Yes, good guess. And I have two more of those. Okay. So what we're gonna do is head here and drop those. I don't want to lose them. I'll save them for troll leather armor if I find it. We'll try A. Enchant weapon. Might as well use the enchant weapons. I won't have any use for them later. Cursed jewelry. And one of these will be remove curse, and one of these will be identify. Remove curse. Bingo. Let's drop the cursed jewelry scrolls and start identifying what we can. Unbelievably, we don't have many potions. I think it was, I think we're on a fairly early temple level, so we didn't pick up too much. I'm going to identify the rings and amulets. Ring of regeneration, that would give me double regeneration, I believe, because I have that that ring on. I don't want double regeneration, really. I mean, I'll try it out, you know. I might as well. I think it will go a long way into increasing my hunger costs, but we'll see. This is an experimental run, so can't be too fussy. Conservation, excellent amulet to have, and warding, rather a useless amulet to have. Or at least I've never found too much use for it. Let's drop the warding. Let's put on the conservation. And don't we have a cloak of preservation as well? No, we don't. That was my last run. Potions of slowing. Well, we can get rid of these two. Throw them on the junk pile. Where were they? H. Okay, and I just noticed that I took off my ring. There we go. Okay, onward and downward. Good old altar of Macleb there. Our magic dart is still serving us well. What dungeon level are we on? 6. Okay, it wasn't that early at a temple. The old battle sphere fires away. Well, what did I want to do? I wanted to put on air. Charms is looking pretty good. I'll let it get up to 8, and then we're going to turn on air. You know what? Let's drop spellcasting for the moment. I think I want to keep conjurations on all game. We'll get the help of our battle sphere to take this guy out. We hit charms, and we're going to turn on air magic just a little bit to get flight up, and in preparation for poison cloud, which is okay. That was Veomet there. He just offered me knowledge of shock, which I don't want at all. So we'll just ignore it. It will go away eventually, I think. Hate Vehement. And Sif Muna is... I like Sif Muna. She generally is harder to play with. Her one big advantage is the channeling, but there will be other options for channeling, and I'm going to have to train evocations more than likely. Let's Mystic Blast this guy. There we go. Still magic darting. Okay, now they're starting to come after me, so we'll use our battle sphere. Uh-oh. Another battle sphere. There we go. I don't think I got drained there. Wasn't paying that much attention. You see, that battle sphere is, well, I hesitate to say it's overpowered, because I generally, it leads to my death quite often, because I tend to over-rely on it and not take the game so seriously. It does make for very fast gameplay though, which is kind of nice. Let's see if anything's hungerless yet. Not even close. We'll let air get up to... We'll let it get up to 3. We're definitely going to need the battle sphere here. And that's air up to 3, spellcasting on. We'll put hexes on for a while. I don't want to turn off spellcasting. Yeah, we'll just leave them all on. And that will allow me to cast the Fulminant Prism there. And Dazzling Spray apparently as well. Let's check our power on that. Oops. See, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here, and then when I go back to the Zoot run, that means death. And I did it again. What's wrong here? How do I get description of the spell? Yeah, that's it. This spell fires a spread of... Oh yeah, I already read this last time. And the power level's up, so I'll give it a try when we find a decent moment to try it. I'll probably completely forget about it. And I think I'll just try Force Lance on the next enemy here. Which one is it? E? Well, that killed him. Huh. Well, it knocks them back, which can have some interesting effects. What do we have here? Another amulet. Conservation is one of the best amulets to have, but Gourmand is better, and Conservation is much better than Rage, so we'll put that back on. And I don't need the Rage amulet. It could possibly come in handy, even with no evocations. You've got a 50% chance of going berserk. I have a pretty good trident. I've got armor. I'll keep it. I'll never use it, I'm sure, but it could possibly be useful in some situations. It gives you added speed, ouch, which is nice. Added attack power, of course, and it can be used, I guess, to get away from enemies in a desperate situation if you need a little burst of speed. I've never really used it. Another book, wow. Firebook, Fireball. Fireball's very good. It is loud though. So we'll just stick with what we have for now. See, the one thing about the Conjurer now is if you train up hexes and charms, you're beginning to train a lot of spell schools. So fire just adds another one. I'll probably get into it actually, but we'll see. Now the Battlesphere won't fire through you, so you kind of have to get out of its way in situations like that, or get behind it, in which case it will take it'll tank a little damage for you, but it is pretty fragile. Ooh. I don't know what that is. Whatever it was, I killed it. And that's another thing about this new version of Crawl. I ran into an invisible horror on dungeon level 7, unbelievably. And that's just not fair. I hate invisible horrors when you just if you're away from a staircase, it's trouble. Use all your consumables staying alive, running to a staircase, and then your only option is to go back down and somehow fight the invisible horror. And your best option for that is getting them in a narrow corridor, because they jump around like bats, even more than bats. And then at least you have an idea of what side he's on, and you can start firing at him and generally take him out. But if you're in an open area, it's pretty much a death sentence. It's pretty stupid to charge towards that centaur too. Oh, not good. Now I have to sit here and eat a bread ration and tank all sorts of damage. Yeah, this is not good at all. Potion of Curing. And Mystic Blast. Whew. Yeah, that was pretty close. I was so desperate to get the food, I didn't even pay attention, and the only thing I had to eat was a ration, which takes a long time to eat, so there were a few turns I was just sitting there and 3 bees were stinging me. If I didn't have this elven leather, I would be dead. Okay, the sky beast turned invisible. We'll lure him in here and Mystic Blast him. Quasits. You can see the graphics have changed on quite a number of the monsters. Well, that trident didn't. I accidentally ran into that orc with the trident, and it just bowled him right over. Okay, that's dungeon level 7. Down we go to dungeon level 8. And generally you should start worrying about invisible horrors. You'll often run into them. They seem to be a little more rare now, but there's no telling when you can run into one. I start generally worrying about it on dungeon level 9. Again, there's only so much worry can do in that situation. If you don't have See Invisible, you're going to have to deal with it somehow. Are we hungerless with anything yet? No. It's getting better though. Mystic Blast. Nothing to eat. Mystic Blast. Mystic Blast. Okay, how's our Hex coming along, our Hex spell? Fulminant Prism is 12%. Pressing the wrong key. Switching keyboards is a very dangerous thing to do as a crawl player. You get used to one keyboard, you switch to another. Your fingers are flopping all over the place, hitting wrong keys, and one wrong keystroke is death in this game. Huh, I'll pick up that robe for later examination. What kind of store is this? One potion? It's almost looking like a Lair time here. Okay. I just went crazy with Mystic Blast there because I knew there'd be a bunch of food. We'll use our Battle Sphere for this guy. Throw Frost. Vehement offers Throw Frost. We don't want it. Eventually, Vehement's going to offer more and more powerful spells until it's something I actually want. And this is something I might want as well. I hope it's a Staff of Channeling. Conjuration. Well, I am a conjurer. Let's see what that does to our spells. Wow. Really boosted the power of Mystic Blast there. Here, I'll take it off. It actually didn't seem to do anything at all. Oh, I'm still wielding it. Damn. Yeah. I mean, it does significantly increase your conjurations. Whether that's represented in the pips or not is, you know, it might not have a visual representation. I think they can come up with a better system than the pip system, but it is essentially an ASCII game, so what you have to understand about the pips and the spell power is that each one is exponentially more difficult to attain than the previous, and even when you have a full pip bar, your spell still does get, your spell power does still increase. They really should make the spell bar go red or something when you've maxed out your power on a spell, just so you know that you don't have to train it anymore. As of now, there's really no way to know. Good old Battle Sphere just makes short work of everything. Smoking leather armor. Could be cursed. I might want to identify it. Yeah, let's identify it. Blink. +6 leather armor. Plus blink. Plus dex. Yeah, let's try that on. What's our armor class? 7. That grinding noise. And armor class goes to 9. Let's see what. Actually, that's pretty good. 28% blink. If I train my evocations up a little bit, and I'm going to turn off hexes, that could be a lifesaver. Because the one thing with the Conjurer is he starts with good blasting spells but no utility, and since I haven't actually found blink yet, and I will eventually need, that was grinding. Let's finish him off with a battle sphere there. And another one. And one Mystic Blast should do him. 2. Our spells are still fine, so that didn't end up hurting our spell casting ability at all. Put on those gloves. Another boring beetle? This must be getting close to the lair or something. Can I eat him? No. So I gotta eat something. We'll eat the pizza. I've got 6 full rations. Wow. Another one. We'll use our friendly neighborhood battle sphere. And it appears we found the lair. And there's more boring beetles around. Did I eat that? No, I didn't. This run is actually going fairly well. I've tried it a few times casually. I always play better when I'm recording. But fire draining, we gotta get away from him. I have 1 magic left, but that should take him out. Yeah. And I can't eat him. I don't think I think I've breached the lair as a conjurer. I've just fooled around with a few games. I haven't really played him seriously, and I haven't actually played the new crawl here seriously. I'm a little afraid of the new Abyss, which from what I've seen is much more Abyss-like than the old Abyss, and that's a bad thing. I'm gonna read the rest of these scrolls. Enchant weapon, that could have gone on the trident, but I'm just gonna drop the trident. I don't need it anymore. Scroll fog acquirement would be very nice, but from what I've seen, I've found a couple. I know this is recharge. I found a couple acquirement scrolls very early on in this new version, so you know it's not impossible. Silence. And if E is acquirement, then I have 2 of them, and I doubt that. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna drop this wand of magic darts. We've got 1,000,000 wands here, so it's time to start figuring out what they do. Target myself. Wand of teleportation. Wow. Excuse me. That's a good wand to have. That's a keeper. It's a little more dangerous to blast yourself with wands. Disintegration, that's a keeper. Statues. I think the wand of polymorph will actually polymorph you now. And we might find out here. Confusion, we don't want that. I mean, it's a good wand, but I do have evocations on, don't I? What's my blink now? 19%. I'll leave it on since I don't have to train invocations for Veomat, and I will need to channel eventually. So I'll leave that on for a little bit. How about fly? Oh, fly is at good power. Next wand. Wand of slowing, useless. And I have 2 of those. And one more wand. Wand of frost. We don't need that. We've got more powerful spells. Okay. Might be time to wrap this up. A few more minutes, I think. Let's just get into the lair. Poke around in there for a little bit. And we'll wrap it up for now. Another book, wow. Sometimes you go through the entire lair without finding a book. Control teleport. Well, it's worth keeping. But if you've seen my other videos, I'm a bit of a hoarder. I'm getting a little better at that. But it's hard for me to let go of a book. I never know when I might want to use a spell. I like this new Conjurer. He plays very quickly. Uh-oh. Let's try our blink. H. There we go. Battle Sphere up. Mystic Blast him. Airstrike. Airstrike. That's what you want me to learn? Airstrike is actually a very good spell. It's smite targeted, works a lot better on flying creatures, but it does decent damage. At the moment it doesn't do decent damage. I mean, that's fairly useless. And it doesn't have any animation associated with it. It just hurts the enemy. Let's get that cloak. Let's drop some of this junk. I hate to drop that Elven Ring Mail. It's such a precious thing to find, but might as well. I can always pick it up later if I need it, which I won't because I have the special armor, special leather armor. Don't hoard, don't hoard. There's an unidentified scroll. Let's just read that. Curse weapon, great. We have to remove the curse or else we won't be able to eat. And let's go check out the Lantern of Shadows. I've used this before on a very early character when I didn't know what I was doing. It's a cool device. It summons all these little guys that follow you around. Uh-oh. Battlesphere time. Battlesphere is so good at making short work of hordes of enemies. So much so that I actually might want to train my charms up a little more, since I'll probably want to get haste anyway, so... So why not? And how's my blink doing? 16%, it's getting a little better. I would like it at about 1% if possible. I'll train charms up to 10, but I'll leave it off for now and get invocations up a little bit. I don't want to turn off anything. You know what, I'm just going to turn off everything. Just pump it up a little bit. And blink is, it's a lifesaver. It's worth getting it to be completely reliable. Although I could always find the spell, but I can always use the evocation levels for channeling when it becomes necessary. So I'm going to eat that meat ration, and I think we're going to leave it there. Well, yeah. So things are going fairly well. We've done the first level of the Lair. It's been a quick game so far. Nothing's really challenged me. I don't know if I'm just getting better at the game. As I said, I haven't played for a while. I'm out of practice. But there you go. Personally, I think Battlesphere is what's doing it. It's just a great spell. Too good, really. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.